Well, old Dirty Dan's up moving around good this week. And the turkey, they're moving around good too. But so is all the other little animals. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. Now, we've had a lot of rain. All week long this week on this video. But it's turning cold again now, and old Dirty Dan was right. Winter's moving back in. We're expecting snow flurries and snow north of us. But remember all those in these floods. We've had some heavy rains flooding in these river valleys just north of me, so pray for them. But anyway, guys, the animals moved around pretty good, but boy, it's been a wet week here. And the old pond, it's got good water in it. I've had 4 cameras go out in the water, 2 I've lost completely. I'll have to replace, but the animals is doing good, and they love it. But anyway, relax, unwind, and let's see who stepped in front of the cameras this week on the ridge. And out on the ridge, the little deer are just browsing all day long. And this looks like the twins to me. Mommy bringing her twins through across the ridge. They're still hanging around, ain't they grown up? And the herd, they're doing well. We've been in the 50s this week. Rain off and on. Steady rain. And that's good, we need it. The little deer just browsing around on the ridge. And they're together, and sometimes they're off by themselves. This looks like a young yearling here. But the turkey like it good, 'cause it's warm enough that this rain brings the worms up. And they love it, out scratching around all day. There's a bunch of them too. This is the hens. Here they are, in the thicket. You're liable to see them anywhere. It's about their time of year, too. And like I said, we've had breaks in between the rains. Sun come out a little bit. Look here. There's old Yeller running through. Out browsing. And there's old Socks. And down at the acorn pile, deer still browsing in them. I can't believe we still got some. The little birds sure appreciate it. They like to get these crumbs. Little titmouse. But the little squirrels, they always in them. He's probably digging up what he buried last week. Rain or shine, they're out in it. They don't like a lot of wind, though. There's a little pretty wren up close. They make beautiful sounds. But look here, there's old Dirty Dan. I caught him out in the distance on the camera, out digging for roots. Tree bark. He's just coming and going. Seems happy, his tail flapping around there. And I'll catch him well on a rainy day off in the distance, moving through the woods. Glad to see him up. And here he is on the path. Look here. Looks rough looking there, don't it? He's just coming and going. Caught him good on this camera. He's got to check things out, say hi, move on through. Like there's two different ones. This might be Diane and Dirty Dan out moving around. Just coming and going. They just keep coming and going. They so comical. At the log, the deer's always browsing through here on a wet day. And the little birds is always here picking around what Ricky's left them. Sometimes I get some close-ups of these birds in these cameras. Ain't they pretty? But there's old Ricky. He works these nuts all the time here. He's still got some walnuts laying here too. I'm glad they had plenty of mash this year. They made it through the winter, but winter ain't over yet. That's for sure. And at the cut, the deer, this is just a good crossing place in these rocks. Certain places they can cross. It's a good place to put a camera. And yes, you see all them cracks in the rocks and up under them. They got plenty of shelter to get out of the weather. Them old squirrels are so comical. They work all the time. Down the tree, deer just browsing through. Well, there's old Dirty Dan coming in. Going in the motel, looks like he goes on down into the rock. Now here he is behind the tree. I try to zoom in here decent, but looks like he's getting up leaves. That ain't a good sign. Of course, he may be making a nest for Diane. Have some young, I hope so. But I did catch him a few times this week at the motel on a wet day. And he takes the back door out of there. He's just coming and going. He seemed nervous there, didn't he? And he's packing them leaves in there. Load after load. But he just turns in. Out, get him something to eat, head back in. And little old Ricky out here in the rain with his nut. He don't care. He just loves this little spot. Got him a walnut there. And down at the pond, you can see the deer browsing. You can see the water in the background. It's come up good. I lost my other camera there. Water must have got to it because it don't work. And that on top of the ridge, it don't work either. So I've lost 2 cameras, and 3 of them didn't even, and 3 more didn't produce. But the turkeys down here pretty good. They like it. It's driving all the bugs and grub and worms up. So they got plenty to feed on. They have a good time. Come dark, you know what time it is. It's time for the coons. It's their time of day. And they out into everything they could find. And they like these bugs and worms too. There's old Freddie or Betty moving through. And there's the red fox. Camera went off and made it nervous. I can't catch him during the day, but I will sooner or later. And the deer just browse through night or day. And the bucks are still here. No, I didn't build no great big ones this week. No big racks. Just the young bucks. That one seems nervous. Well, they're running around in their little bachelor groups again. This is a young bunch. And they just browse around this ridge like all the other deer. Different ones. Here's a herd of them moving through. Pretty good rack on that one. And that one too. Liable to see them anywhere. And this is comical. Two little rabbits, it's their time of year. They are courting. They have a hard time, that's for sure. And here's why. Between the coyotes, the foxes, and the bobcats, these little rabbits live hard. After cut night, coons moving through, they just follow the leader. There's a little rabbit too there. They live hard. And there's that one-eyed possum. And the skunks. And here at the log, there's old Groucho moving through. And there's that one-eyed possum there. Just moving on the trails. At the rock, raining. Old coon can't stand it long in that rain, can he? And the old possums, this is their home. They just come and go. And the skunks, these animals live hard in this old rain. That's old Groucho there, he's soaking wet. But it's been warm here this week in the rain, but it's fixing to turn cold. Really cold. There's another skunk. And there's another one. Come daylight, the old Dirty Dan's here early at daylight, ain't he, on a wet morning, getting an early start. He knows it's going to turn cold again, so he's going to get it while he can. And he's off on an early morning out in the woods. And there's a little possum moving through right at daylight. And the deer, they do their thing too. Right at dawn, wet morning. And the herd, another day unfolds here on the ridge. You can see the background there where the water's been washing the leaves out. We've had some good rain. But it's time for the squirrels. Rain or shine, they're out in these woods. They don't like the wind, though. And they always browsing, scratching around. But they know where the nuts is at. Now here at the stump, they seem to like this spot. Good captures of them. They're just watching the neighborhood. But they gotta eat their lunch every once in a while. They're so relaxing for me to watch. They'll let you know when something's in the woods, too. They'll bark. Ain't they precious? Well, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Tune in next week. So I want to say God bless, take care, and I'll see you next time.